All right, what's going on? This is, I don't know if this is working or not, but my name is Kyle O'Hare. I'm in Principles of Financial Accounting 1, and today we're going to be going over the CAT sales analysis. So for my first graph, we did revenue by year, and as we can tell that the revenue continued to increase as the time period went on. Our next graph will be total sales by quarter and year, and then here we can see the comparison between 2021, 2020, and 2019. We can see that at every mark, the deeper the color, the more sales we had. And we can do it by quarter. So we have quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. What that means is every 3 months in the year, so 12 months, 4 quarters. Real simple. So every 3 months is a quarter. And as you can tell, for example, 2021, the most sales we had was in quarter 4. Our next graph will be revenue by category. And as you can tell as we look, our materials processing had the most sales. Medical had the smallest, telecom had the second smallest, and then government, R&D, and other had the second largest. This is important, as you can tell. It's divvied up by color. We can also just really look at everything as it's different. And next is going to be sales by product line. So what this graph breaks down is basically the intensity of the sale. So we can see how our low YT, the deepest color, the biggest area of the graph. Ooh, excuse me. Had 4 million, basically 4.1 million sales, right? That's why it has the deepest graph. But then if you go and look at our smallest, DWDM transport, 132,000. So what we can see is the deeper the color, the more sales. The lighter the color, the less sales, as we can see reflected by our total sales by quarter graph. Our top customers and sales, what this really just shows us is our top 10 people who were buying from us. We can see now they're basically we can see what that looks like. Our top 10 customers, we can use this to maybe advertise a little bit harder to certain other companies and everything like that. And we can just sell. We can see, the Arizona company had leaps and bounds more sales than any other company, so it might be a good idea to invest in them a little bit more. We can look at our sales by division. We can look at different numbers. Again, we can see the intensity of the graph. The deeper the sales, we can see in 2021 that the United States had a lot more sales than they did in other time periods. I mean, if we break this down, maybe it has to do with COVID or something like that. But as you can tell in this format, we can also compare and contrast numbers, and I feel like it's easy to break down. Our sales by division map. Right now, what we can look at is every country or every division that we sell to. We have United States, the UK, Germany, India, Korea, and Russia. We can compare sales between the countries. So if we just hover over United States, 9.7, and we look at Germany, it's 14.9. So we can look at this indifferently. We can just really use this to compare, facts, no big deal, and just really look at the general picture of every country and what region we're selling to. And then for our dashboard 1, the reason why our numbers weren't taking everything is because I had it clicked on 2020. But if we look at this and we just look at all total sales for everything that we've done, we can compare multiple assets and facets of our sales processing. So right now, let's say, for example, we clicked on 2021 and we wanted to look at the telecom sales. That breaks us down to our top 3 customers for the Fly Company, Colorado Company, and the Atlantic Company. So these are the top 3 people in 2021 who bought from us. We look at them, we can see what they mostly were buying. And then if we look at this, we can see who had the most sales in what region. And then we can compare the quarters. So it looks like quarter 1, 2.1. Quarter 2, 1.5, quarter 3, 3.5, and quarter 4 had 3.7, 3.69, same thing. Anyways, guys, I hope this was a good and accurate representation of the graph and that everything made sense. If you have any questions, let me know, but I just feel like it was a breakdown. If you have anything, just let me know and I'll reach out.